Naga snake god story. Naga is a deity or a creature shaped like a king cobra found first in the Hindu cultural tradition and later very popular in Buddhist mythology and in Buddhist visual arts in most countries. Asia. In the context of Han culture, Naga is transliterated as Na-Jia, is identified with dragon, and it integrates with native beliefs to become mascots, spirits containing many characteristics and properties. It's so complicated that it's hard to tell the end. Naga often appears as half a human, from the waist up, and the other half as a coiled snake. I wonder if the lady is related? Most Nagas are white in color, have one face and two hands, and both hands are clasped in respect or make a gesture of offering jewels. They have 1, 3, 5, 7 crests or 7 small snakes that rise like a crest on the Naga's head, and these snakes have colors corresponding to the 5 castes of the Naga, according to the 5 castes in Indian society. Traditional degree a race of snake people. This is the species' eternal enemy in Hindu mythology. In fact, most Nagas always make food for Garuda, originating from the epic Mahabharata, originally due to a mutual feud. There is a common understanding between these two species which are half-siblings. For details, read the article about Garuda. Naga is a demigod mascot of Hindu origin with the face of a snake and the neck of a cobra. According to Hindu tradition, Naga was the child of Kadru, the wife of the hermit Kasyapa. Kadru gave birth to 1,000 eggs and hatched 1,000 snakes, with the purpose of creating a residential community for the Patala realm, the underworld, under the ground called Naga Loka under the domination of the Naga lords, Nagaraja. The Naga's eternal enemy is the Garuda bird, often called the golden-winged bird in Buddhist scriptures. Through a foolish bet, Vinata became a slave to his sister Kadru, and Garuda was forced to obey the Naga's orders. Although he obeys the Naga species, Garuda always harbors hatred and accumulated jealousy that Garuda cannot let go. Garuda begged the Nagas for a way to escape his mother's slavery. The Nagas forced Garuda to bring them the elixir Amrita in exchange for freedom. Garuda stole the elixir of life from the gods to meet the conditions given by the Nagas. Lord Vishnu chased Garuda to reclaim the elixir of life, and Garuda, while running away, dropped some drops of Amrita on the kusha grass. The Nagas immediately rushed out to lick the elixir stuck on the grass leaves. As a result, their tongues were split in half by the sharp edge of the kusha grass. The traces remain to this day. Since then, Garuda still considers the Nagas as enemies and always tries to catch them to eat. Naga is the word for male, and female is Nagini. They are a beautiful and powerful species, able to take on snake, half-snake, or human form as they please. In many documents, people often confuse Nagas with dragons. Gradually, people agree with that opinion and classify them as a sub-branch of dragons. The entire Naga clan lives in a magnificent underground palace, but they are said to be the creatures that govern rivers, lakes, seas, and are also the guardians of treasures. According to legend, every time Brahma sees that the world is too crowded with people, he will send Nagas to bite to death cruel people or premature people who are destined to die to reduce the population. WTF, Thanos, is that you? In general, for humans, Naga is a sacred and useful creature, protecting rivers, bringing rain to help harvests. However, when Naga gets angry, usually because humans pollute the river. Lakes. They can cause floods and epidemics to warn us. In Buddhism, the story about Shakyamuni's life is also related to the Naga snake image. When Queen Maya gave birth to him in the Lumbini garden, Prince Siddhartha was bathed by a 9-headed Naga snake king. This story is described by the Chinese with a sculptural theme of 9 dragons. Around the newborn Buddha, which people often call the 9-dragon statue. According to Khmer Buddhism, Naga is a sacred animal and closely associated with Khmer Buddhism. The story of Buddha's life also has many details related to this animal. When Prince Siddhartha attained enlightenment, he sat meditating near the bank of the Much Cha Lin River. At that time, the sky was stormy, the rain was heavy, the water rose, a 7-headed Naga snake lord appeared, approached the Buddha and curled his body up. Wall to block the water and use his head as a roof to protect the Buddha from the rain. In the Maha Sat Do Sutra, when the Buddha came down to earth, there was a 9-headed snake spraying fragrant water to bathe the Buddha. In the 6th week, after attaining enlightenment, suddenly there was a heavy rain, strong winds, the sky darkened, dark clouds gathered. The python king Musakinda emerged from his nest, curled his body around the Buddha to protect him. The snake's head spread out to cover the rain. Therefore, wind and rain do not affect the cultivation process. On the 7th day, when the sky cleared and the clouds stopped, the snake god left the Buddha and transformed into a handsome young man, enlightening him. Another story tells that the Naga snake is the Dharma protector who guards the pearl of all wishes, and the story tells the story of the first 7 days of meditation. While practicing asceticism under the Bodhi tree, the wind and rain arose, the water rose and flooded the meditation area, and a snake king, Naga, immediately crawled out of his shelter, curled his body into 7 circles like the seat protected the Buddha from being submerged in the water, and raised his 7 bulging heads to form a burial to protect the Buddha. According to another Buddhist legend, there was a Naga snake lord who, because he worshipped Buddhism, transformed into a Sangha and practice religion like other novice monks. The Buddha knew and invited the snake lord Naga to tell him that besides humans, there is no other animal that can practice to achieve righteous results, so you should not waste your effort. Naga recently requested that if anyone becomes a monk in the future, please label them with their name before the ordination ceremony. The Buddha agreed, and from then on those preparing to become monks were called Nagas. The Khmer people have many legends about the origin of the Naga snake in Southeast Asia. In it, there is the legend of the founding of the Khmer people. King Kampu and Queen Naga, daughter of Snake King Naga, together founded and built the country of Cambodia. Since then, the Naga snake image has been built everywhere at pagodas, temple gates and temples, with the meaning of a god guarding sacred places and a species capable of protecting water sources. Khmer kings believed I mated with a beautiful Nagini to maintain the royal lineage. In Chenla's land records, Chao Dat Quan wrote that every night the king came to sleep with a snake fairy. When he was young, the first king of the Chenla kingdom, Kampu, was very talented. While crossing the sea to the country of islands, he met the daughter of the Snake King Naga, a girl like a fairy descending to earth. At that time, the Snake King Naga held a groom-picking ceremony. Kampu surpassed all the boys in literary and martial arts competitions to become the husband of Princess Naga. Kampu and his wife connected the tribes and established the kingdom of Chenla. The Naga princess became queen, and after generations of kings built palaces, pagodas, and spiritual works, they built statues of the Naga snake to worship, considering it the guardian deity of the sacred place. Thank you for joining us for today's fairy tale. We hope these stories bring joy and meaning to your day. If you love our channel, please hit the subscribe button so you won't miss any exciting tales. Wishing you a good night and sweet dreams. See you in the next story.